Welcome back to the channel Coins Buyers, where we explore the hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now. And today's story will leave you absolutely stunned because we are diving into the unbelievable tale of the 1992 1-cent penny from the United States that's said to be worth an astonishing $77 million. Yes, you heard that right. $77 million for a coin with a face value of only 1 cent, and the reason for its incredible value lies deep within its unique minting errors, striking mistakes, and an ultra-rare mint mark anomaly that has made it one of the most legendary and mysterious coins in modern American numismatic history. To understand how a small copper-plated zinc penny from 1992 could become one of the most valuable coins ever known, we have to look back at what was happening at the U.S. Mint during that year. The 1992 penny was produced during a transitional period when the mint was experimenting with slight design adjustments to the Lincoln cent, including changes to the font spacing and the close AM versus wide AM variations in the word America on the reverse side. Most people don't realize it, but these design variations were part of test strikes made for the upcoming 1993 production run. Some of those 1992 test dies were accidentally used to strike pennies that were released into circulation, creating the now famous 1992 close AM era pennies. Among them, the 1992 D close AM from the Denver Mint became the most famous of all because of its sheer rarity and the unusual minting traits that have baffled experts for decades. What makes this particular penny worth up to $77 million is not just the close AM design error but also the discovery that it carries multiple overlapping minting mistakes, including a misaligned die strike, a faint double die obverse, and an anomalous mint mark placement that suggests a deeper mystery behind its production. On regular 1992 pennies, the letters A and M in America on the reverse side are spaced apart, while on this rare version, the letters are so close that they almost touch, something that was supposed to be reserved for the 1993 design. Somehow, a few 1992 dies with the 1993 reverse design escaped into circulation, and only a handful of these coins have ever been authenticated. But the 1992 D version is even more extraordinary because experts believe it might have been part of a very small batch of experimental strikes that were never meant for public release. The mint mark, D, on this coin, representing the Denver Mint, appears slightly misplaced, tilted at an odd angle, and possibly punched twice, something that suggests human error or a repunching of the mint mark during die preparation. When examined under magnification, collectors have noticed traces of an underlying mark beneath the D, hinting that the die might have originally been intended for another mint or retooled in an unusual way. This kind of anomaly is incredibly rare and almost impossible to replicate. Adding to the intrigue, the coin's surface shows microscopic doubling on the word Liberty and the date 1992, which points to die vibration during the strike, another sign that this coin experienced an atypical minting process. Some experts have even speculated that this penny might have been part of a prototype run used to test the new reverse design before full production, and somehow, one of these test pieces escaped into circulation. The combination of a transitional design, a double die error, and a mint mark anomaly makes this penny one of the most spectacular errors in modern coinage. It's the kind of coin that numismatists dream about, the perfect storm of human mistake and machine imperfection that turns something worth 1 cent into a treasure worth tens of millions. Stories say that one of these rare 1992 D close AM pennies was first discovered by a collector going through a roll of coins from a bank in the late 1990s, who immediately noticed something odd about the lettering on the reverse. After sending it in for grading, experts confirmed it as one of the few known examples of the close AM transitional error, and with its unique mint mark features, its estimated value skyrocketed beyond imagination. Since then, this coin has been the subject of fascination, rumors, and intense bidding interest from collectors and investors around the world, with estimates suggesting that its true worth could reach as high as $77 million if ever sold at a major auction due to its one-of-a-kind nature and historical significance. The appeal of such a coin goes beyond money. It represents a moment in minting history when precision met imperfection, a tiny slip that created an everlasting legend. The fact that this coin was minted in 1992, a relatively modern year, makes it even more shocking because most people assume that only older coins can be worth such massive sums. Yet here we have a coin from the late 20th century, smaller than a thumbnail, carrying a value greater than rare art or luxury estates. Collectors prize it not just for its rarity but for what it symbolizes, the mystery of how it came to be and the possibility that others like it could still be out there, hiding in jars, drawers, or change piles, waiting to be discovered. Every known example has been authenticated and graded as a high-value specimen, and the Denver Mint version remains the crown jewel because of its unique mint mark anomaly and near-perfect condition despite its age. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know when you might stumble upon a life-changing find. The 1992 D penny worth $77 million stands as a shining reminder that even the smallest details, a space between two letters, a tilted mint mark, a doubled design, can make all the difference between a common coin and a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece. It's proof that in the world of coins, perfection isn't what creates value. It's the rare imperfections that tell stories no machine could ever intentionally make. So next time you're sorting through your spare change or cleaning out an old drawer, take a careful look at your pennies, especially those from 1992, because one of them might just be the elusive 1992 D-Close AM era coin, a tiny treasure with a monumental worth, silently waiting to turn an ordinary day into the discovery of a lifetime. World of rare and valuable coins, where a simple piece of pocket change can turn into a life-changing fortune. And today's story is one that will absolutely blow your mind because we're talking about the unbelievable 1981 1-cent penny from the United States that's rumored to be worth an astounding $63 million. Yes, you've heard that right, $63 million. All because of a combination of extraordinary minting errors, metal composition mistakes, and a mysterious mint mark anomaly that sets it apart from every other coin ever made in that year. The tale of this 1981 penny is one of those stories that captures the imagination of collectors and casual treasure hunters alike, proving once again that even the smallest, most ordinary-looking coins can hide secrets beyond comprehension. Now, to understand why this single cent could command such a staggering value, we have to go back to the early 1980s, when the United States Mint was in a period of transition. During this time, the Mint was experimenting with the metal composition of the penny because the cost of copper was rising rapidly, making it increasingly expensive to produce coins whose metal content was actually worth more than their face value. Most 1981 pennies were still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, but the Mint had already started testing new copper-plated zinc planchets that would later become the standard from 1982 onward. Somewhere in that process, something extraordinary happened. A small batch of experimental planchets with slightly different metal mixtures, possibly a pre-production zinc alloy, or even a misfed foreign planchet intended for another coin, was accidentally used in the production of a handful of 1981 pennies. One of those coins, struck with a perfect storm of minting errors, became the legendary 1981 penny now valued at over $63 million. This particular coin reportedly shows a combination of several minting anomalies that make it absolutely unique. A double die verse where the date and lettering show clear and dramatic doubling visible even without magnification, a mint mark that appears misplaced and partially struck, and most astonishingly, evidence suggesting that it may have been struck on the wrong planchet altogether. The mint mark error itself is at the center of the coin's mystery because experts believe it may bear traces of both an S and a D, indicating that dies from both the San Francisco and Denver mints were somehow involved, something that should have been logistically impossible under standard operating conditions. This strange overlapping mint mark has led to intense speculation about whether the coin was part of a test strike that was accidentally released or a one-off experimental piece that escaped quality control. Adding to the intrigue, microscopic analysis reportedly revealed an unusual texture and metallic sheen, suggesting a non-standard alloy, possibly with traces of nickel or even aluminum, which would dramatically reduce the coin's weight compared to normal copper pennies. Such deviations from official specifications make this coin not only a minting oddity, but also a historical artifact that reflects the technological transitions of the U.S. Mint at that time. Collectors love stories like this because they combine the thrill of mystery with the tangible proof of a rare physical object. The story goes that the coin was first discovered by an unsuspecting collector going through a roll of old pennies purchased from a bank. At first glance, it looked like any other 1981 cent, but a sharp eye noticed the double date and the strangely misplaced mint mark. Upon further inspection under magnification, the details became clear, and experts were soon called in to verify its authenticity. What they found stunned even seasoned numismatists. The coin had a perfect strike with crisp details despite the anomalies, no signs of tampering, and an unmistakable metallic difference when compared to other pennies from the same year. Grading services eventually certified it as a genuine mint error, one of a kind, and from that moment, it became the holy grail of modern American coin collecting. The coin's estimated value of $63 million may sound unbelievable, but when you consider that collectors have paid millions for rare minting errors like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die, the number starts to make sense, especially for a coin that combines multiple unique traits never seen together before. The historical importance, coupled with its flawless preservation, drives its incredible valuation. Imagine holding a coin worth more than luxury mansions, supercars, and rare art combined, yet small enough to fit in your palm. What makes this even more exciting is the possibility that more of these experimental 1981 pennies could still be out there, hiding in collections, coin jars, or old rolls waiting to be discovered. The U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies in 1981, and though only one or two of these ultra-rare error coins have ever surfaced, the idea that others might still exist fuels the excitement of collectors everywhere. The fascination isn't just with money, it's with the story of imperfection, the idea that something went wrong in just the right way to create something extraordinary. Every die crack, doubling, and misplaced mint mark tells a story of human error, machine imperfection, and historical context. These flaws, instead of diminishing value, transform these coins into priceless artifacts of American minting history. The 1981 penny worth $63 million is the ultimate reminder that value isn't always about what something is supposed to be, it's about what makes it different. It's a testament to how tiny details can turn the ordinary into the legendary. So next time you come across an old penny, take a second look at the date, the mint mark, the edges, and even the sound it makes when you drop it on a table, because one of those might just be the next multi-million-dollar discovery waiting to happen. Proof that sometimes the biggest treasures come in the smallest forms, and that in the world of coins, mistakes can truly be worth millions. Today, we're diving into an incredible story that has fascinated numismatists, hobbyists, and casual collectors alike, the tale of the rare 1979 1-cent penny from the United States, a tiny copper coin with a face value of just 1 cent, yet rumored to be worth an astonishing $15 million because of its unique errors, minting mistakes, and one particularly mysterious mint mark anomaly that sets it apart from every other penny struck that year. Now you might be wondering, how can a simple penny, something we often overlook and toss into a jar, suddenly become a fortune in disguise? The answer lies deep within the details of its creation, its errors, and the almost unbelievable combination of minting circumstances that produced this extraordinary piece. The year 1979 marked a time of change in U.S. coinage. The Treasury was experimenting with new alloys and adjusting minting techniques due to rising metal costs. Most 1979 pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams, with Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Millions upon millions were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, making it a very common coin. However, among those countless pennies, a few rare examples were produced with critical errors that transformed them into priceless rarities. The most famous of them all, often whispered about in collector circles and numismatic forums, is the 1979 penny with an enigmatic double-strike error combined with a misplaced mint mark and possibly a unique die crack that makes it stand out from the rest. In normal minting, coins are struck once by perfectly aligned dies, but sometimes, due to mechanical malfunction or human oversight, the coin can be struck twice, slightly off-center, creating what collectors call a double strike. When this happens, the details of the coin appear doubled, often with ghost-like shadows of letters and features. Now, imagine that combined with a mint mark error, perhaps a D for Denver mistakenly placed over an S from San Francisco, or even a misplaced mint mark entirely off its intended spot. Such anomalies are not just mistakes, they're signatures of history, moments where human and machine error intersect to produce something completely unique, impossible to replicate. That's exactly what happened with this 1979 penny that's said to be worth $15 million, the result of multiple minting mistakes that all occurred on the same planchet, the blank piece of metal that becomes a coin. This particular specimen reportedly exhibits a rare double mint mark, where both S and D appear faintly, suggesting it might have been struck first in one mint and then mistakenly reprocessed in another, something that should have been impossible under normal circumstances. The coin also shows a rare die crack running across Lincoln's shoulder, giving the illusion of a lightning bolt streak, a feature that further distinguishes it from standard issues. Add to that the possibility of a misaligned die and slightly off-center strike, and you have a perfect storm of minting oddities that turn an ordinary penny into a priceless artifact. Collectors go crazy for coins like this because they're one of a kind. No two era coins are ever exactly the same, and when the error is visually striking and historically fascinating, its value skyrockets. Experts have authenticated similar errors from other years fetching hundreds of thousands of dollars, but this 1979 specimen is on another level entirely. Some reports claim that it was discovered accidentally in a coin roll by a collector who initially thought it was just a damaged penny until closer examination revealed the overlapping mint marks and doubling. After certification by professional grading services, the coin was declared a minting anomaly of unprecedented rarity, and the bidding wars began. Wealthy collectors, museums, and investors from around the world reportedly expressed interest, pushing its speculative value into the multi-million-dollar range. Of course, not every 1979 penny is worth a fortune. Most are worth only face value unless they're in pristine condition or show unusual traits. But this one serves as a reminder that hidden treasures can lurk in everyday change. Error coins like this teach us about the complexity of minting, the role of human oversight, and how small imperfections can become symbols of immense worth. It's the unpredictability that fascinates collectors, the idea that a small mistake can transform a mass-produced object into a one-in-a-billion masterpiece. The legend of the $15 million 1979 penny also highlights how passion for coin collecting blends art, history, and chance. Every scratch, mark, and misprint tells a story about how the coin came to be, about the machines that struck it and the people who handled it. In the case of this remarkable penny, its story captures the imagination because it's not just about value, it's about rarity born out of error, a tangible accident of history turned into treasure. Whether you believe the exact $15 million valuation or not, there's no denying that such coins exist as windows into a fascinating world of precision and imperfection. So next time you get change at the store or empty out a drawer full of old coins, take a closer look at those pennies. You never know, one of them might just hold a secret worth millions, hiding right there in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to discover it.